Have you got any advice for an agent just starting out? All right, gentlemen, welcome to a crew chat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem. So tell everyone who you are, first of all. Eric.
I'm Eric. Just been an agent on the crew for about a year. Not even a year yet. Worked at Walmart before. Now I'm here.
All right, and Jamie?
My name is Jamie. Trade name is James Larouche. I'm 23 years old, born and raised in Brantford. I've known the crew and been involved with them since 2017, but I've been an agent now for just over a year, and I've been working on their team for about 2.5 years now.
Your intro is way better than mine.
I should go, if you want, I can go first. Follow me.
No, you go.
So prior to being an agent, you did what?
Prior to
He was at Walmart. You were...
I was working with the city of Brantford, and that's actually how I met the crew. I'm sure you know the story better than anyone else.
I definitely do.
You guys had your small, dinky little office downtown Brantford. I walked in there and I tried to pitch you guys a sponsorship. All the city events are run on sponsors, and Ryan, better than anyone else, likes to put money back in the community. So I gave him my whole pitch to sponsor an event. And Joshua Wall, which I'm sure everyone knows, the guy with the big hair, looked at me and he said, "Did you know you just had your job interview?" And then from there, things have just grown.
Amazing. And you guys have been an agent for under a year and just over a year.
Just over a year, yeah.
How many transactions have you done in your first year?
So I've done 14.
I think I'm at 24 now, about 24.
Really?
Yeah.
So the average agent in town is doing about 6 transactions a year. Why do you think that you have been so successful in your first year to do, I think, 4 times that and twice that?
10 more than me, eh?
I mean, I also have 6 months more. I have 6 months more. 7 deals in one day. It's not a... No, I think the biggest thing I had is that for the biggest part of the beginning of my career is I live alone. I was a single guy. I had nothing going on. All I would do was just go home, stay at the office, work, call, and just keep it going.
And then being on the crew, like, there's just a huge atmosphere that, like, you don't get all these resources that you get here at the crew that you would at any other brokerage or team, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you just get encouraged to do the work, and you get leads, and you get events, and all that sort of thing.
Also, another thing is working with people like Eric. We're both young guys, extremely motivated, and we sort of bounce off each other, you know? He'll call me sometimes, how you get the needle, pushing the needle forward this morning. We'll haze each other, we'll make fun of each other, but it keeps us on our toes. It's like a friendly, healthy competition between the two of us.
I definitely see that and encourage it. So agents normally sell their first houses to family and friends. You guys are obviously very young, so you don't have that. Who are you selling houses to, and how are you finding them?
So I have no idea how I even got into this niche, but a lot of my clients are investors. So a lot of them are people buying old properties and putting money into them and flipping them, or just income properties. I don't know how I found that market, but that's where the majority of my transactions are coming from.
I think that you helped...
I helped you with a lot of your flips, and just from learning all the tradesmen, and just all those contacts, it's just grown from there.
Mine actually has been a lot of sphere. Like, it's been, like, just people that I know of. Like, people that don't... It's weird because it's like a friend who knows a friend. It's not like my friends yet, but it's someone who knows someone else is looking to buy or sell, and it's like they're older, like, 30s, 40s, something like that. But it is that age range where they own property and they're looking to sell. But it's not quite exactly the people I know. It's the people that I know who know other people.
Yeah.
Has it been hard for you to start to get people to think of you as Agent Eric instead of Walmart Eric or
Yeah. Like
elementary school Eric? Or...
So... Not with, like, my friends. It's been pretty easy with my friends because I post all the time on Instagram and Facebook. Like, hey, guys, I'm doing real estate stuff today all the time. And so they see it. But my family, they're not really on social media that much. And they just think of me as Eric, like their cousin or their nephew or, like, their son, like that sort of thing. And so they don't really think of me as Agent Eric. They think of me as just Eric, like their family member. So then I find it's the hardest to get the family members to actually... Of all people, you'd think they would be the ones, to think of me like that, but I think that's probably the hardest.
And the same question to you.
Nope, because I post every day on my social media. I actually will go into, like, a family event or something like that, and people will start making jokes. So Mr. Real Estate's here, blah, 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 blah. But I think it's because we're so young, we're so really, really dominant on social media, that everyone in my sphere, even old friends from elementary school, think of me as Real Estate Jamie because I'm always posting it nonstop on my social medias. Very rarely will I post anything else. Maybe if I go out and do something with some friends or something like that, but it always ties back to getting back to work.
I'm very similar too. So, I pulled up a stat that the average agent in Ontario is actually 52.
Oh, wow.
You guys are 20.
Oh, you're below
20,
average.
21.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
There you go.
I'm still young. You're 20.
21.
And you're 23.
23.
Okay. So, do you find that that is a hindrance that people still act like you're a kid, or is it an advantage?
No way.
It's definitely an advantage.
My favorite thing is when someone says you're young,
Yeah.
because I'll just twist it on them so
Yeah.
fast. Older agents aren't on social media. They're not on their phones. They're not. You have not spent more time behind the screen of your TV, your phone, your computer since you have during COVID, and that's where Eric's bread and butter. That's what Eric's and my bread and butter is. We're always doing different reels, TikTok, stuff like that. And if you don't think that's relevant, you're so mistaken. That stuff is the biggest marketing material in today's age, and I mean, we grew up with that stuff. So I'd love to see any older agent take me on in the social media game.
At
Big
first,
words.
I thought it was a hindrance at first because, it's like they're more experienced, they don't know people, like they're this and that. But it's like he said, like they just stick the sign in the lawn and then they call it a day. Like they're just like this. Oh, we'll do an open house on Sunday. Where it's like, no, we're going to go out door knocking. We have the energy to do it. We have the time to do it. We're going to be on social media. We know how to do it. We're going to be out putting it on Treb, social media marketing, all that sort of thing.
Not just that, but Eric and I were both young and we're hungry. Right? We have that ambition where we want to go out and we want to earn that next check. We want to get that next deal. Where other agents are comfortable. They've been doing this for 10, 15, 20 years. They'll pay their admin to go do it or something like that. Eric and I, boots on the ground, we're doing it ourselves.
So when they spring that question on you, like
I love it. I get so excited.
it's like no, this is an advantage. We're working in your favor. You know what I mean?
I love it. Okay. I should have told you about this, but what was your crazy story from your first year? The craziest event? Something that just you did not expect.
Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
I don't think I have anything very
Oh,
crazy.
I have one. My very first deal. I was the happiest guy in the world. I sold a house. I think it was in West Brant. It was just under $1 million. I forgot a clause, and that clause got me in a lot of trouble. And I had to waive my commission. And I thought the world was ending. But that was the most expensive lesson I've ever had, and I'll carry that lesson for the rest of my career with me.
It's also expensive for me, but yeah, that is kind of boring. I expected more out of you
I
guys.
took the spiel. I think the more boring the better because then we're not getting sued. So, the worst thing with me was a pool heater. We included that in the clauses that it would be in good working order, like the pool equipment, and the pool heater wasn't. And then they ended up trying to sue us, and then we had to negotiate, and we ended up settling, paying out a little cash.
I mean, we haven't found any dead bodies in the freezer like you have, but give us more time. We're in a year in.
I have stories on stories. I had a house up for sale, and there was a guy in the fridge for 17 years.
Yeah.
I had another one. She would call me 3:00 a.m. telling me the electricity was after her.
Okay.
And yeah, just some wild stories. So that's coming. That's coming. What are your dreams, goals?
My number one thing is
What's up there?
I just want a cottage. That's my thing. I want a cottage before a house, before anything else. I don't know. I find it like home up there. I love it. I love Perry Sound. If I could even be a cottage agent, I would love that at some point in my career. But my number one goal right now is a cottage. But I always tell people I want to be a husband, a father, homeowner, cottage owner, and I want to travel the world. Those are my main things.
All right, Eric.
I want to have like a portfolio of properties that are like making money for me, like and a cottage and things like an Airbnb out, like Jamie. But other things that are working for me, maybe a commercial properties or something like that. That's businesses are running in there, people are leasing it out. Eventually, do have my own team. I think would be up there as well.
Oh,
The Eric Kuhn team.
He's an over 30.
The Eric Kuhn
And then
team.
there's people working for me, doing and then I can create more opportunities for other people like you guys did for me, right? So
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so the thing that people are talking about now is that prices are down and rates are up. Where do you see it in the next year?
I see the next year we're still going to go down for a bit more. 2023, it's started at the top, it's hitting all the big people, it hasn't really got all the way to the bottom yet. But historically and statistically speaking, it always goes back up in the 5-year span.
There's three things guaranteed in Canada. Everyone knows this.
Yeah.
Death, taxes, and real estate.
So it's the only, it's the best investment because it's actually real. You can hold it. It's not like a stock. It's tangible, and they're not making more land. And we do have a supply and demand issue, and they're bringing more people into the country. So eventually prices will go back up, but as they continue to raise rates, I feel like we're still going to be at this plateau.
So is it a good time to buy?
1,000%.
So here's something: that prices may be down and rates may be up, but your monthly payment is cheaper than what it was back in January and February. So it's actually cheaper for you to own a home on a monthly basis than it was back in January, February, March when we were at the peak real estate market.
That is true. That's true. Okay, so have you got any advice for an agent just starting out in their first year?
Do free work. Free work.
Definitely do free work and find an environment that will be conducive to your success. Like find people that are gonna make you work harder. And,
like-minded people, yeah.
Yeah, work with them. Yeah.
Okay, if you had someone who was not started their classes, except they were thinking about it. Talk about the job. Are you enjoying it? Is it how you thought it should?
It takes
turn out to be.
It takes a certain type of person to do this job. The beautiful thing of it is you create your own schedule. On the other side, though, you're always working, right? You have to be willing to, if your phone rings, get up and go do a showing, get up and help your client out. You have to be very flexible. It can also be very demanding. It can be very stressful at times, but it's the most rewarding thing in the world. I think one of the best parts about my job is helping first-time homebuyers, and I've seen multiple of them cry when we actually get them a house. That, just fills your heart with joy. It reminds you of why you do this. But it just know what you're getting into because it is nonstop. It's impossible to have a dinner without my phone going off. Sometimes I'll get a phone call before my alarm goes off in the morning. Like it's brutal out there, but it's the most rewarding and best job I've ever had.
I mean, yeah, basically what he said. Like it's a tough job. It's when you're getting into it, you're like, oh, this is gonna be so exciting. I can just do showings and open houses and walk through houses, and people are gonna be like, oh, can I buy with you? But they're not. It's not like that. They're like, oh, you're too young. Who are you? Oh.
And you have to have thick skin too, because people will shut the door in your face, hang up on you, swear at you, and everything. Mm-hmm. But you have to get through the bad ones to get to that one good one.
On that topic, then talk about an average day. I know there isn't an average day, but
what type of question is that?
Talk about your planned out schedule on a day.
Okay, so this morning, what my plan was. Last night, I actually sold a property. It was sold conditionally, so I have to get lawyer information, make sure the deposit's received today.
Really?
Yeah, Selkirk sold last night.
Oh,
thank you.
It's about damn time.
So I'm going to talk with our transaction coordinator, just make sure all our paperwork and stuff is in line. Then we have crew lunch today, so that's when all the agents come in. We'll mingle, we'll network. We all know each other pretty well, but we'll just talk about our weeks. And then usually in the afternoon and the evenings when I'll start prospecting, do my calls. This is when people are home from work and they're by the phone. But in between all those gaps is usually putting out fires. Like you'll have clients text you, you'll have people text you, asking questions, and you're just answering.
Or it's like, hey, I need you to sign this amendment. Okay, the other day I had conditional. I had 4 deals that were conditional, just waiting to firm up, and the one was
big shot over here.
4 deals is no big deal. Anyways, the one that everything was hinging on was conditional for 5 days, and so I thought it was. I thought we had until the Wednesday to firm up, but it was the Tuesday that we actually had to firm up. So it's Tuesday night, and I'm sitting there just on the couch here at the office, like I was like making. I wasn't even making calls. I think I was going through Instagram or something, and I got a call from the mortgage broker, and he's like, "Okay, Eric, I got it rushed. Like, you guys are approved. Like, the financing's good." And I was like, he was like, I hope we got it in time. And I was like, yeah, we got it until tomorrow. And he's like, I'm pretty sure you guys have until tonight at 9. And it was like 7:30.
I remember watching you sweat that day.
I was like, oh my God, what? So I checked it. He was right. We had until 9 p.m. So we had an hour and a half. And people take a long time to sign contracts. So I had to get the amendment done up and then change it, extend it for like 2 days to get the inspection extended. And then I amended up the financing. It was a whole thing, but it was a rush. I forget what you even asked us.
It's okay. That was
the
a great
average
answer.
day, the average day. That's pretty
Average
much what
day,
it looks
average
like. You
day.
don't know. You lost in it.
All right. So if you're not selling houses, how do you spend your spare time?
Reels, prospecting, expanding your digital presence.
No. Spare time. Outside of real estate.
Asleep. That's it.
So I'm really big on going out and doing stuff. I like bringing people together and go do stuff. So every year I've organized this canoe trip. I've taken, I think, maybe a dozen people skydiving now, and I'm planning a third group to go in March, and then I'll have my license to go by myself. I love to go to concerts. I love to just grab random Joes, like even if I've only known them off Instagram, and say, hey, let's go out and do something. I'm all about creating good experiences and having fun, and that's who I am as a person too. I like to do stuff.
It's a tough answer to follow, Eric.
Yeah, it's a tough act to follow. I'm very much not like that. Just go home, let relax, hang out. I'll make sure I have some food and just. I just need. That's just my time to like chill.
Chill, relax.
Your
Yeah, I
time
get
to
that.
chill is like the fun times.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the important thing now. Last question. How many transactions are you doing in 2023? Eric first.
25.
25.
At least 25.
At least 25.
At least 25.
I'm going to hold you to this.
Okay.
So if I did 24 transactions my first year, there should be no reason why I can't
Hey,
double
you
that
can
and
do
do
48,
and do
man.
48. The market has slowed down a bit more, so I'm gonna give myself a bit of a breathing room. I'm gonna say 40.
Okay, 40 would put you in
got
the
50, man.
absolute top of agents in the province.
But I feel like
think that's
all of our senior agents here are doing 40 plus deals.
There's a lot of people doing a lot of transactions here. It's tough. But yeah, that's a huge amount, and you should be proud. And yeah, I'm excited to see that.
Yeah.
Until next time.
Until next
Thanks,
time.
sir.
All right.